Hello family members, my name is Amara Udeagwu and welcome back to my channel. If you're joining me for the very first time, I'm originally from Nigeria and I bring to you content based on how you can obtain your visas, immigration news, and how you can live your best life right here in Spain. Short story. Okay, so guys, since I started creating content in 2020, I have found out that I've spent most of my time researching using my system, using my iPad, my phones, and everything I can place my hands on that is technical. And this exposes my eyes to the blue light, which is dangerous to my eyesight. So because of this, I decided to hop on this collaboration with an eye company called Femo. And Femo is an eye company that do glasses, frames, all sorts of glasses basically. Even if you have your prescription, you can order from them. You just send your prescription to them on their website and they'll be tailoring your glass to suit your needs. If you just need to protect your eyes from blue lights, you can order. I would advise my students here on this channel to do so, because studying here in Spain, you definitely need to keep your eyes protected. You will definitely be using your laptops for researches, and assignments in Spain is not for play. Like studying in schools here is not a joke, so you definitely would have to protect your eyes while studying. And so in order for you to do this, I brought you this beautiful collaboration deal because I love to help you guys live your best life here in España. So do well to use my description in the description link to order for your glasses, any kind of glasses you need. Femo does glasses that are really affordable, and with my 50% discount code you get even more price slash. So I think you should hop on it. It's the best eyewear company that you would find that does durable, long lasting, and their prices are definitely different from what you find on the streets. So yes, use Femo and thank me later. So in today's video, I would like to talk about some things that if you're coming from Africa and you are coming to study here in Europe, the culture is different, the way of life is different, the weather is different, everything is different. So there's some certain things you should pay attention to and should even have at the back of your head before you leave your home country. And that's what I want to talk about today, because I know there are several people on these streets of YouTube that just want to relocate and they're not thinking about what they're going to do in order to make their life easier in that Schengen country. So this is the second blue light glass that I ordered, and it's super durable, flipper sturdy. Guys, just take a look at these glasses. I really like it. I like the design, and I'll definitely shop from Femo at any little instance because their glasses does the job, and I love something stylish while protecting my eyes. So yes. All right, then the last glasses I would like to show you guys is this sunshade, because it's summer and you need to keep your eyes protected. So this one, I'll be leaving the code so that in case you want to shop exactly what I have on, you'll be able to do that without any stress whatsoever. So having said that, let's get straight into today's video. In today's video, I'd like to talk about some very important things that are so useful if you're coming as a student, a newbie basically into Schengen. So even if you're coming as a tourist, if you know this, it will help you to stay afloat and not to be like a JJC in Schengen. So number one thing I would like to talk about is documentation. Anytime you are leaving your home country and carrying your original certificates along with you, it's very important that you scan those original documents and send them to yourself so that you have a copy just in case something goes wrong somewhere and you do not find those documents. Because original documents is usually one, and you already have that one, you're traveling with it, and anything can happen. The airline can call you up and tell you one story of how your bag is missing. We don't pray that will be your situation, but we know things like that can happen, and so you have to keep yourself protected by doing what I'm telling you right about now. So yes, scan your documents. So the next one I'm talking about is accommodation. Accommodation can be difficult to get, especially when you're in your home country. You're trying to get an accommodation with people that have not seen you. It will definitely not be easy. If you got yours easy, that means you are very lucky. And my advice usually is, if your school has an accommodation that they are sharing with you, or your school even has an accommodation at all, even if the price is not something that you like or it's okay for you or you can afford, I would advise you to use that accommodation that your school is giving you. Use it for maybe like 1 month or 2 months. Just pay for that accommodation for like 2 months. When you come into Spain, it will be easier for you to get an accommodation. There are several ways you can get accommodation. So if you're back in your home country and you're looking for that specific accommodation that you will get, that will be the price you want, you might not find it too, and you need an accommodation to get visa. So please use what is available. Save up and use what is available for your visa. Then when you come in, you will definitely be able to change your accommodation. You know, here accommodation is paid monthly and not yearly, so people can change the accommodation every 2 months if they like, because when you're coming to most homes here, they're already fully furnished. You're not buying any furniture, unlike how we do back at home, where when you're moving your house, you will move with furniture, and usually it's really stressful. And of course you pay for 1 year, so you want to outlive your rent before you move anywhere. So please use the accommodation you have now. When you come in, you can change to something more affordable or suitable, as the case may be. One thing I would like to talk about here right now are the jobs. Jobs that you want to get as a master's student, jobs that you want to get as somebody who is coming for a language course and all whatnot. So when you come to a new country, the jobs that may be available at that time may not be what you have dreamt about, your dream job. And as such, you may kind of like start rejecting a lot of job offers or job opportunities because you feel, I'm a graduate, why should I be doing this kind of course? I left my country as an executive, why should I do this kind of job? My advice to you is, in this abroad, especially in Schengen, try as much as possible to leave your pride in Nigeria. Leave your pride. I know that this problem is usually an African problem, so I'm specific. Try and leave your pride in Africa when you are coming to Europe, because every job is a job once it helps you pay your bills. Except that job you're doing it and they're not paying you, that's when you will say, okay, I don't think I want to do this. Some people have come all the way from Nigeria and they are truck drivers here and they are making serious money. So if you come from Nigeria or Africa or West Africa and you feel, oh, I don't want to come and start doing this kind of menial jobs, there is nothing like menial jobs in abroad, because every job here, you're going to be paid your salary. When you don't have a job, there's something they call paro, which is unemployment benefits. You will be paid it. Then you're contributing towards Segura Social. And that means that you are paying your taxes. You're having your contribution is counting in the government coffers. So you are valued as somebody who is employee or is. Never you think that you are in this place, you're doing this kind of job, and because of that, you should reject it. Start small. Everybody starts small. So please don't ever, refuse any job offer. Don't. At least go and try it out and see how it is. It may just be that job offer that will lead to your big break. The next one I would like to talk about is information. In Schengen as a whole, I don't particularly Spain that I am in like this. Information, government can just wake up one morning and decide to change. Changes occur here in 2 market days or 4 market days. So if you're not up to date, boss, in fact, things will be happening, you will not be aware, and it may put you in trouble. That's the worst case scenario. So you need to be up to date. Anything you do not know, Please, there are professionals that deal in those things, especially when it comes to your documentation. Maybe you don't know when you're supposed to apply for something. You don't know when you're supposed to put in your documents to get unemployment benefits. You don't know when you are supposed to renew your documents, when to start the... There are immigration lawyers here that can help you navigate that terrain. Don't sit down and just cross your hand and just feel that information will fly and come and meet you. No, information does not fly here. You need to seek information to find information. So please do the needful. Ask questions. When you go to gatherings of people of like minds, ask questions. Nobody's to flog when you ask questions here. Nobody would, if they don't know, they'll tell you they don't know anything about it. But ask the right people questions so that you will get informed, because information is serious power here. There's some things that you do here and you think that, oh, it doesn't really matter, I can do it when I like. Timelines here matter a lot. So do well, be informed about everything you're about to do. So one that I would like to share with you is about your work ethics. Please, that idea of your co-workers being your friends that you had while you were back at home, you need to throw it into the dustbin when you come to Schengen, because in this place your co-worker do not necessarily mean that they are your friends. Usually talkatives, we will just start saying things like, oh, this is how I behave to my wife. My wife cannot tell me to do some chores in the house. My wife cannot do this. All those things that the African culture permits in Africa is not the same here. Everybody would just call you machista. They would give you a name, and you might even eventually put you in trouble. Basically, your personal stories, your personal life should not like you will not have friends. You can have friends, but please try and avoid telling them personal things, or maybe you can just tell them things that are neutral, that won't get you in trouble. Because you may say a thing, okay, you might tell your colleague at work now how your child did this and you have to spank your child. Here they don't spank children, so you have to watch the kind of things you say. Oh, you say my wife did this, and I shouted on her. They will call it emotional abuse. One kind of abuse, that you're a machista. So you need to take notes. Understand that your personal stories, what happened in your family, all those good stuff should be left to people that are Africans as well, that can understand, that can relate with you. When you go out there and go and start opening your mouth and talking anyhow, it may land you in trouble. You may get your children taken away from you. Social service might just come and take your children away from you. You don't want that to be your lot. So this is why I'm telling you, try and know that your colleagues at work do not necessarily have to be your friends. Okay, this one is something very important. As you're an international student, you're going to need different sources of income. Even if you're working, remember that as an international student, you cannot work for longer than 30 hours a week. Now 30 hours a week has already shortened your pay, how much you're going to be receiving. And in that way, if you have time on your hands, if you have a skill, it's very important to have a skill before you leave your home country. If you know how to barb hair, you can barbing hair for Africans around you. You can be plaiting hair for Africans around you. Sometimes during summer, the white people even want to make their hair. You can plait hair for as much as 50 euro. And you're going to be making money on the side. If you're somebody who is a tailor, you can sew for people. Tailoring here is very expensive. So there are a lot of things that you can acquire as a skill in Africa before you come over to Europe. Before you think about coming over, don't just come over here without anything planned out as a side hustle, as something that can still be getting you income on the side. Even if the thing is not something that gets you income on a daily basis, it will definitely help you to solve some problems, to pay some little bills here and there, and to live a better and a more comfortable life here in Spain. Because expenses will come. There are a lot of bills that must be paid, so you definitely will be needing that extra income. When you get into Schengen, please, hospitalization here is almost free. So if you're working, you definitely are contributing towards that. But if you're not working, hospitalization is compulsory and it's free. So you can walk into your hospital, the one associated with where you live, and get yourself checked out. When you are sick, the idea of, oh, let me go, I know what is wrong with me, self-medication, they don't do self-medication here. Where Spain especially is so regulated when it comes to drug use, like going self-medicating. You will not even be able to self-medicate except you get drugs from home. That's the only way you'll be able to self-medicate, but it's not advised to do that. So whatever it is that is the problem, go to the hospital associated with your vicinity, the place where you live, get yourself checked out, and they will prescribe a drug for you, put it in your card, and you take that card to your pharmacia and get your drugs. So all this idea of, I've not been to a hospital since my mother gave birth to me, I don't go to hospital, don't go and say it where these people are, where the indigents are, because it is not something that you should be proud of. I know Africans, we are usually proud of such a thing. It's not something you should be proud. I have a lot of family members that come into Spain and they're asking me, oh Amara, I don't see Africans around where I am. I don't see Africans. I want to mix up with my fellow Africans. You did not come all the way from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Zimbabwe, from South Africa to come and look for Africans. Because you Africans fooled Nigeria. You left them and came here. So please, the idea that you want to mix up with your friends, mixing up with Africans is not bad though. It's good to see somebody that speaks your language, understands your food. You can gist, you can relate on the same level. But what will pay you more in this Spain is to mix up with indigents. It will pay you more in all ramifications. Number one, to get a job, it will pay you. To even know what is happening around you, because to even know what is happening around you, it will pay you. These are the people that will come and tell you, oh, this is what is happening. No, sometimes you don't listen to the news, you don't know what is happening. It's them that will give you the information. So please, having friends that are indigents, I must try and get friends that are indigents of that place. If you have any problem, tell them. Instead of going to tell your Africans, how would they help you? They are in the same problem you are, or even worse. Some of them self will have this information and they will hold it. But if you tell this your friends, your newfound friends in that country where you are, they will look for a way, because sometimes you get very nice, Spaniards. They will actually look for a way to help you, even if it's to get documentation. These people can literally leave everything they are doing and help you get that documentation. So there's no reason why you will be here and not have friends or acquaintances that are indigents. You don't have any reason. When you start working, you get a job. It may not be the job you want, but you know that the job pays the bills. So you're comfortable in that job and you're in that job for 10 years. There are some practices that they may even be doing in the job that does not suit you, but because you don't want to leave the job for fear of the unknown, you don't know whether you get a new job or something better, you stay there. You're like stuck. You don't do any crucial, you don't do any course, you don't have any certification, nothing. You're just in one position forever. I'll advise you that that's not the way to go. Number one, you already have an experience. Experience here is super important and will not be disregarded. So try and level up. Any chance you get, please do courses, have certification, go for anything. Try and level up, try and put something in your CV, try and better yourself, try and learn more, because there are a lot of things we don't know. Any opportunity you have to learn, grab it. And when you do that, you will definitely get better job opportunities and you will be more comfortable. I tell you that the more you stay getting courses, doing things to level up yourself, you will definitely start having that breakthrough that you were looking for. I believe that with all this, you'll be able to ease into the system and get the best out of a system that works. You cannot be in a system that works and you're not going to get anything out of it. Take advantage of a system that works. So guys, remember, I work with an authorized Spanish translator and I can bring this service to you if need be. Do want to use my details up on here and request for the service. I'll DM 1 hour after I post this content to get your questions and to answer them. Don't forget to shop for your eyewear from Femo. Alright, thank you very much for watching this video and see you on my next one. Till then, hasta luego.